Hello and welcome to the Some People Reviews. Today will be a part 3 covering the D4DJ Volume 8 cover tracks. Today covering Photon Maiden and Merm4id.
Yay. And not only that, but I guess I said this earlier, but this is probably one of the better ones out there.
I think you
when
did.
it comes to tracks.
Yeah, I think you did mention that. And yeah, definitely two I'm looking forward to. And as usual, we have just finished listening to the originals. So we do have those fresh in our mind to be able to make direct comparisons.
Yeah, which kind of does make this a little bit of a pain to record. But we enjoy doing it, so it's not that much of a hassle.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So should we kick it off with 99 Illusion?
Yeah. I'll say, you go first.
When we were listening to the original, I was thinking, how are they going to make this their own and also make it interesting? Because I think, the original, it's a nice song, but it's fairly straightforward and I guess very representational of the time as well, because it's a bit of an older track. But yeah, it's kind of, to me at least, the original was quite boring. This one really takes the original, to another level and makes it completely different, something really fun. It feels a little bit different for Photon Maiden. Like it's definitely still in their sort of sound and their wheelhouse, but it feels a little bit different. And maybe that's just because it is a cover and they're kind of still trying to keep the funness and the sort of like happiness that is in the original.
Which I think they kind of pull off pretty well.
Yeah, they definitely do. I think they pull it off really well and also are able to heighten it as well. Because, so far this is a really fun track.
If I remember correctly, I would have this in my top 5 of like Photon Maiden covers.
Nice,
Because it's definitely up there to some of the others.
Yeah.
Although there's one that I'm blanking on the name of, but like there is definitely quite a bit of a jump between in the top 5, but that's because I'd say the one that I have in the number 1 spot, I hold it in like insanely high regards because it is like really good. Although, is it a cover I'm thinking of? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's a cover. Well, I guess we'll find out when we get to it because
I guess so.
I think it is on one of the cover tracks. So, well, it would have to be a cover then.
You would think so.
So I guess that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I guess, well, actually, let's make this a fun little game. Comment down below what is my number 1 Photon Maiden cover track.
Yeah, for sure. And so far, like the creativity as well in this one, it's very out there, again, in comparison to the original, which I think is so good to see. Particularly, I can't remember which ones it were, but with listening to some of the other covers in our part 1 and part 2, some of those were more just like a very straightforward one-to-one, but kind of like bringing these older songs into the future. Whereas, this one, it's really done something very fun and very creative where rather than bringing it to, current day future, it feels very futuristic, I guess, in comparison.
That's an interesting way of putting it, but then also that's kind of what Photon Maiden's feel, to have a sort of a futuristic feel.
Exactly. So I think it's working out really well so far. All right. Should we get back to it?
Yeah.
This is maybe even the first song as well that I've noticed that the mix is very, very good. I feel on some of the previous ones, they've been a bit almost deep fried. Like there's been just so much, particularly, I guess, in the loudness of the songs, where this one, maybe it's the song itself. You know, there's some really great stuff happening with particularly the drums where, so each section, I think, has its own drum sound, even though like it keeps the same beat. Like the verses have a bit more of a lo-fi, almost a sort of a
Which I guess is something you're familiar with.
yeah, a boomy jazz sort of feel. But then when it goes to that pre-chorus section where it's a little bit more dubsteppy, yeah, it has another change there with the drums, and then the chorus itself is also slightly different to the pre-chorus, and yeah, really, really cool. But yeah, there's like space within the song. I feel something that happens quite a lot with the other units is that, particularly in the choruses, there's like these really big, loud synthesizers, and it kind of overtakes the vocals, where the vocals are very clear so far throughout the entire song, but particularly the chorus, which is really nice.
Also, I wonder if that difference is, well, when it comes to the mixing, is probably also due to us not listening to it as loud as we normally do.
Maybe that as well. Maybe that's potentially a factor.
Because, yeah, it's like, I was about to say, okay, could you crank it up a bit?
Yes. Should we get back to it?
Yeah. And there we go. I think you kind of see why I do have it up in my top 5.
Oh yeah. Honestly, that particular cover is leading the way for me at the moment. That was just overall a great song, and that last third as well was very surprising. I was thinking because both the originals that Photon Maiden is covering have guitar in it, and I was wondering how they were gonna cover that sort of part. And yeah, there was an amazing synth solo in that one, which was awesome. But then after that, that little section that went halftime, and it sort of had some string elements in there as well to sort of reference the original, because the original has lots of string instruments in there. So that was awesome. Really, really cool. And yeah, quite impressive.
Oh yeah, it's like I guess I don't have much to say about it, but it's good. But then, well, that says everything you need to know from me. Which,
Yeah.
although I guess I've never been the most articulate person in the world. I guess I've got very keen meme logic. It's like this is good,
Yeah.
and no further explanation needed.
No, sometimes you don't. But even, I guess, to comment on what we mentioned earlier of maybe we're just listening to it too quietly, even when we turned it up, I still thought, yeah, the mix was very good, very clear, everything sort of in its place, and no filler to overcrowd the mix. And yes, amazing choice of synth sounds.
If I remember correctly, also the upcoming Photon Maiden cover is also pretty good.
I'm kind of hoping that it is after how good that one was. But, yeah, can they strike twice is the question, I guess.
If memory serves me correctly, certainly.
All right. Well, without further delay,
Let's get into it.
yeah, to
This game.
回り続ける歯車にはなり下がらない平均演じる誕生から始まった地獄遊び半分で神が導いた万丈の世界の剣のない古い平凡をパッサリ切り捨てて栄光への階段に存在刻むんだ目に映るのは完全勝利の運命何もかも
That's a pleasant surprise because I remember it going hard, but not that hard.
yeah, it's pretty good. I was really hoping that they would lean into the piano that is very prevalent from the original. And yeah, I'm very happy that they kept that, and particularly kept it not just in the intro, because I think the original opens up just the piano and it's really, really nice. But the fact that they chose to keep it throughout until the chorus kicks in, that was a really good touch. Just because, yeah, I think the piano from the original is really, really the star, at least for me, in how good that song is. But then, yeah, everything else around that, the production, it's been very, very well produced, and you can sort of hear quite meticulously where there's just like all the little drops where certain instruments drop out and come back in, and the transitions, everything is very well placed and very well thought out. It's awesome. And the effects that are being used as well. Lots and lots of reverb, which I think is quite typical for Photon Maiden. It's definitely a big part of their sound, but it works quite well.
I'm trying to remember where I placed this on the list, but again, it's been a while, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'll be remembering the list correctly, but I definitely know 99 Illusion was definitely in the top 5.
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, this just barely fell short of the top 5, but still that's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Even top 6 is pretty good out of
Oh no, this is
16 tracks.
no, this is not for the cover tracks. This is for like all the Photon Maiden,
Oh,
Photon Maiden
right.
covers as a whole. So
I see. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think compared to a lot of the other tracks on this, what volume would I don't think it would fare as well, just because Peaky Peaky does have a very strong showing though. Like I think Black Shout's definitely like the best one here.
Fair
in
enough.
my opinion.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Although I'd have to wait until I hear the Rondo stuff because it's weird. I can't really remember the Rondo covers really well, but I know there's some really good ones.
Right.
And I know one of them here. I know is pretty good from memory. Yeah, one I'm not so sure, but I guess we'll find out on the next episode.
That's correct. So yeah, really cool so far. Yeah, interesting to see if it takes a few left turns or if it sort of continues on the path. I guess we'll see.
Well, yeah, let's continue.
より潜むより強い愛ではいくじけぬ限りそこに敗北はありえない上辺の個性で足と引き換えにプライド殺すな No 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 戦争前野蛮な雑音を引っ張り蹴飛ばして誰より純粋な声上げるんだ戦うことはきっと間違いじゃない手応えが教えてくれた全て失っても勝ち残れ We are Maverick 常識なんていらない前狙え向かう先に待ってるのは退屈だろいいなりじゃつまらない挑んでやる生まれ直した命をこまにして自分だけの道を最後まで最後まで最後まで最後まで迷わない選ばれし者賄うの俺でも誇らしく生き抜くための方法を一つしか知らないから We are Maverick 救済なんていらないどんな理不尽襲っても勝てばいいだけの話だろ駆け引きと才能が無敗さらう生まれ直した命で楽しむさこの世界で見せて笑うんだ We are Maverick 最強のマーベリックゲーマー空白ならば何者にもなれる自分だけは自分信じてる
And there we go.
Nice.
That piano definitely earning that paycheck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It is definitely the star of the show for that one. For me at least. The thing that really stood out was definitely the piano. I really like that they kept a lot of the orchestral instruments in there as well, which was featured quite heavily in the original. That was really nice. And overall pretty good. I'm still still leading with 99 Illusion. That was really cool. But yeah, this
Oh, yeah.
game,
Is pretty solid.
it's pretty solid. Yeah, for a cover.
Which I
Pretty
think
solid.
just goes to show, I guess, probably how solid my top 5 lineup of Photon Maiden covers is. Considering
Yes.
this made 6th place, and well, this game's somewhere in the top 5 off the top. I know this game is just outside the top 5, and 99 Illusions somewhere within the top 5.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
remember its placement exactly.
Fair
and
enough.
after all, I did this a while ago, so not only my opinions would have changed, but
Probably.
my memory's a bit fuzzy.
That's fair. But yeah, overall, really good. I think, yeah, 2 very good covers, because I guess that's something that we've seen previously as well in part 1 and part 2, is that sometimes we'll get like one great cover and then one,
Kind of mid.
yeah, kind of meh sort of cover. Whereas, yeah, this 2 really good offerings from Photon Maiden with
Well,
this
I
one.
think, well, going back to the previous episode, Peaky had 2 strong ones.
They definitely did. They definitely did. I remember.
Although the Black Shout did kind of outshine Storyteller, even though Storyteller was pretty solid. So
Yes. Yeah. Which I guess, yeah, we get the same thing here with 99 Illusion outshining this game.
now we should do a video where I just do my like top 5 like covers of each unit. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna say I was pretty on the money with Volume 8 being pretty solid.
Yeah. Overall, so far, from what we've heard, pretty good.
Well, I guess next up is Mermaido. Yay.
With our first one being Timing.
Which wasn't that I wasn't really that's one thing we forgot to do to kind of mention some of like the kind of like history of the song. Like for example, we got Timing here, which was kind of originally used for a Japanese variety show, which I'm not even gonna try and pronounce. And was later used as an ending theme for Real Life during the 3rd episode.
Which is pretty interesting. I think this is maybe the first cover track that we've had quite an interesting, sort of history behind, where it's been used twice for 2 different instances and IPs.
Although I want to see the because I swear when I was listening to the 99 Illusions, the original, I was like, this had to be used as an OP or something. Was it? Oh, okay.
Insert song, which I don't know what that means.
It seems like it's a lot for a live performance, I assume, looking at that name. A stage play, okay. A stage play of looks
Yeah.
like one of Bushiroad's IPs.
Very interesting.
I think it's a Bushiroad IP, so I guess we'd have to look more into that later on,
Yeah.
which is surprising because I thought, this would be like grade A OP material
Right.
for
Yeah.
99 Illusion. Although I guess this game was interesting, but I guess we gotta get on with it. So I guess here we go. Mermaido, Timing.
急に冷たくなってそっぽ向かれたりなんでどんなにいいことだって間が悪いとねカチンときたりでそれがなぜか君がしゃべり出すと嫌なムードすっかり変えてしまうから「ずれたまま悪さもそれは君のタイミング」「僕を和ますなんて不思議な力」
At least I can remember it having Big Mermaido energy.
Yeah.
Like just for a point of reference, I think the last time I played it was probably like a month or 2 after the end version of the game released.
Oh, okay. Right.
So that's like a good couple. Wait,
3
has it been like that long already?
Quite a while, yeah.
Well, I remember it being a bit more energetic than this.
Yeah. And that's kind of something that I was going to bring up, is like the original has, I think, honestly, bigger energy. I think they've maybe slowed the tempo down a little bit here. There's a little bit less going on. So that's why I kind of let it run a little bit longer than I would usually, because I was wondering if it was going to build up a bit more.
I think it does, but I think it takes a bit longer because I remember it being a bit more fast paced from memory.
Because, yeah, it feels a bit slow.
But then again, as I said, I haven't listened to this in a long while.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely like comparatively to the original, it feels a little bit slower, a little bit.
Although the original was a bit on the slow side anyway.
Yeah, it's not super fast song, the original, but this just comparatively, seems a little bit slower, which does take a little bit of the energy out of it. But yeah, I'm hoping.
I'm thinking it does pick up later on.
Yeah, it picks up or evolves and gets a little bit more high energy. And it kind of did in the chorus, but it didn't quite hit too hard. The section after the chorus was pretty interesting, that little sort of break. And you get the...
Oh, so that's where you get the Merm4id energy,
yes,
TM.
Yes, you definitely do. And you get the very classic Mermaido hey shouts again, which is something we brought up previously, I think, when we covered the most recent single releases. So, yeah.
Although, it's going to be fun covering that first single, which it was the first or single. They had pretty solid. Well, the first few singles were pretty good.
So,
For memory, but again, we'll find out when we get around to covering those which.
yes, we will.
Actually, I was going to say, once we're done covering Volume 8 cover tracks, we might actually do one or two of the first singles, kind of get them ironed out.
We can definitely have a look at that.
Which I guess, comment down below which of the first singles you want us to cover, which I guess Peaky's already off the table because we've done that.
Yes, we have.
Which we may actually take down and re-upload it as a single part because it's been bugging me ever since we split it into two.
Fair enough.
Let's keep moving forward, I guess.
妙にせこせこ生きて楽しくなくて昨日と同じで君と出会う前まで気持ち張り詰め折れそうだったよ小さなこといちいちムカついて笑い方もなんだか忘れてしまった
And there we go. Although one thing I definitely forgot to mention was that the chorus goes pretty hard.
Yeah, this one's not for me. To be honest, it's for me. It's a little bit boring. It's you can kind of cut out the first minute and a half and just start the song from there, and you've yeah, it's a bit copy paste, which yeah, I don't know, just not my thing. I really like the original though because it had like a fun like funkiness and it had a really cool saxophone section. Yeah, this one it gets a bit old for me.
I guess you definitely have a point there, although I don't mind this, but I guess it's because, well, it's probably, well, I guess it's sort of refreshing because, again, since I haven't heard it in a while,
Yeah.
compared to a lot of the other tracks that I like, which I listen to a ton.
Yes. Yeah. That makes sense. But yeah, the chorus is not too bad. It kind of does do the thing that I was mentioning before, where yeah, it's sort of like there's it's very loud, the chorus, and it kind of almost drowns out the vocals a little bit, or the vocals are then so loud and they kind of become a little bit ear piercing. But that's just me.
So I guess for you, this is probably one of the weaker tracks on this.
So far, yeah. This is definitely one of the weaker ones. Not only, I think it kind of departs too much from the original, but then it's also not a good Mermaido song in general. Like in their catalog, I think they've definitely got better songs that are more interesting. So I hope the following track, the following cover from Mermaido is a little bit more interesting.
Which is Go, which I think as we were looking into it, wasn't it used in one like the fourth like Naruto OP or something like that?
Yeah. Third
Can
or
we pull
fourth?
up just to double check?
Let's have a look. Fourth opening.
Yeah, fourth opening thing for the anime Naruto.
And you know, the original for this one is quite
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good and it's also quite different. So
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like, I think one of the things I was kind of thinking was like, I was about to say, I was kind of thinking it was more like Rondo's wheelhouse, but then I realized it's not quite Rondo, but I feel like you could make it work.
yeah, Rondo you could definitely make it work. It's not definitely as dark as a lot of Rondo stuff is, but Rondo could absolutely make it work. So the fact that they've gone with Mermaido covering it should be quite interesting.
Although I think they can make it work for Mermaido, it's just going to be a bit trickier, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that.
And again, this is another song that I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah.
We were probably last hearing it around about the same time period as Timing.
Yeah. So
Which is weird to see some of the older covers showing up in the...
Right.
Well, some of the older cover songs showing up in the later cover track albums.
Yeah.
Although I guess most of these are kind of old anyway when you think about it, because I think a lot of these were still... Well, some of these were still around, around when the game came out, but that's also because well, the EN came out about a year later than the JP version, say.
Yeah, makes sense that there would be a bit of a backlog when it comes to releasing, because obviously, yeah, they've got the covers to release and also the singles and whatnot, as well as, you know, so the music from the actual show as well. So,
Well, the cover tracks are exclusively from the game.
Yeah, of course.
I think the show only really uses the original music in that.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the release of everything when they do it. You know, they've got to take into account so release schedules and releasing things at the right time that makes sense for both the studio, you know, previously Bushy Road.
And well, I guess it would have still also been Donuts, but now I guess it's fully Donuts show.
Yeah, that's right.
Although I feel like Bushy Road would still support them with like the live performances and that, but
I'm not sure.
actually, speaking of that, I think the Abyssmere's first live's coming up.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. The only reason why I know about that is because for the current event that's ongoing, actually, I think it's probably wrapping up right about the time we're recording this, is that because you placed within the top 5 in the event, you get tickets to the performance.
Oh, wow.
And what you had to do was like sign up like on a Google Doc and that.
Yeah.
I think it would be like your player ID in that, and then just place within the top 5.
Interesting.
Which I guess if you wanted to do that now, it'd be a bit too late because a considerable time has passed in that event. Not only that, but when I checked, like I think day 2 or day 3 of the event.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Considering I think it was like, I think 5th place was 3.4 mil or 34 mil. Like, it depends
Right.
on if I miscounted the zeros,
Right. Fair enough.
which I gotta say that's kind of impressive for like
Yeah.
a few days. But then with the right setup, you can make points pretty quick. And also they did have it was a bingo event, and they brought back the special sheets, which those can give you a metric fuck ton of points.
Ah, right.
But then they don't hand them out like candy. But I think they do offer a few as a part of packs, which kind of does sort of incentivize spending money, which
That's a whole nother thing.
and then well, you got to kind of throw money at
Yeah.
at the gotcha to get the characters, which give you pretty good boosts for that event, which
Becomes a sort of pay to win.
I wouldn't say quite pay to win. It's more
Pay to win the tickets.
oh, definitely.
That was my point. All right, should we kick it off?
We've go yeah. I gotta say, God, this brings back memories. Because again, this feels like this was straight out of the early 2000s.
Yeah, I was about to say it's very early mid 2000s, like Nickelodeon channel.
I was going to say, yeah, like something like you would be surprised if it was like High Five or something.
Yeah, High Five, absolutely. I guess in comparison to the original, it kind of does keep the funness. But again, it feels maybe a bit slower than the original. The original's, a faster sort of pop punk rock song. Where this one,
Which feels like it was out of the 90s.
Yeah, it does. Where this one, feels a bit slower, which I think kind of takes away from the charm of the original. Because, it's like that. The original kind of makes you want to sort of get up and jump around the room sort of thing. Where this one's, it feels a little bit more just like, I don't know. It's a nice, like, gentle bop. Rather than jumping around the room. So.
Although I can remember why I was not a big fan of this cover back when I was playing the game back then.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm still not kind of a fan of it. Like, it's all right, but it's not something I'd listen to often.
I would agree. It's, so far it is just all right. It's not terrible, but it's nothing amazing. It's just all right so far. I kind of feel this is going to be another one as well where it's, there's a lot of repeating sections.
Well, I guess the original also did that as well.
It did. It definitely did.
But I think it did it in a way where it didn't feel like it.
No, that's for sure. And particularly, sort of very easy just to copy and paste. Get one section, copy it over, that sort of thing. So yeah, hopefully it does something a bit different and takes it elsewhere. That's what I'm hoping for.
Hopefully. Although, again, my memory's not good. Well, that's the case with the last song, but...
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
夜影がいつも僕らを惑わせる有言実行大きな風がうねりを上げて吹き荒れるかざした鋭い刀で己の明日切り開け保証なんてどこにもないさなそう
There we go. So I guess we might as well get your thoughts first. I have to just double check something real quick. Oh, God.
Yeah, so it kind of just stayed all right. The bridge section was pretty cool. I like that. It had a nice build up. But yeah, overall, honestly, I think it's a terrible thing that, you know, these two songs kind of come after two pretty good songs. So maybe that's a bit of a bias, is that, you know, we've just listened to two great songs from Photon Maiden, and now we've had to listen to these two. So that could be a bit of a bias, but yeah, overall, I'm not too over the world or impressed by what we got from Mermaido here.
Definitely, like, compared to the others, it's definitely the weaker side of this cover track.
Yeah, yeah.
But the reason why I had to have you go ahead a bit was I just had to double check. It was like, this is kind of giving me vibes of this one song I used to listen to as younger. And I was like, I just had to double check the name a little bit. And it was like Witch Doctor,
Okay.
which, like, it's weird because it's completely, well, I guess similar feel.
Right.
I think that's where I was kind of getting that vibe from, because it has a
Yeah.
similar feel to that, even though
Okay.
that's a bit more whack than anything else.
Fair enough.
God, what a description, whack.
Whack. I guess very
Do you remember the song?
I don't think so. Who's it by?
I don't know, but I think put it on after we're done recording,
Yeah.
because I remember it being a lot. Because I remember listening, well, hearing it when I was growing up and fucking had it stuck in my head.
Sounds familiar, but I'm not quite sure. It's not coming to me at the moment. So yeah, what's your overall thoughts on Go?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Like, for a Mermaido song, it's a bit lackluster, but considering the song they're adapting, I think it turned out better than I was expecting it to. Although I say that I've heard the song beforehand, but then again, so long ago that I couldn't really remember much about it.
Yeah.
And I can kind of remember why I wasn't a super big fan of the song.
That's fair. Yeah, I would say, yeah, as for in the general Mermaido catalog, it definitely doesn't stand up too well to their originals and probably other covers.
Oh yeah, like, I can't wait until we get around to the Mermaido covers of some of the songs by Moo, but that's also because I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah, that's fair. And then, yeah, as for sort of, I guess, where it stacks up to the original, yeah, again, this is another one I think that just doesn't quite get there. You know, it kind of attempts, you can kind of, yeah, see what they were trying to do, but just wasn't necessarily executed to the best I think it could have been.
Oh shit, yeah. I think it could have definitely. I wouldn't say even take that much tweaking to make it better.
No, I honestly think you could keep 80-90% of it, like change the tempo, kick it up, and that would probably do quite a lot. Yeah, and maybe a few smaller tweaks here and there, but yeah, it is amazing what just a tempo change can, how much that can affect a song. So yeah, that would be a
Although I'd like to see your thoughts of the cover track as a whole.
like so far, or
Yeah,
just Mermaidos or the Mermaido and Photon Maiden.
I think just, yeah, the songs we've covered so far.
Yeah,
Because I think, yeah, like, I said, overall, like, from memory, this was pretty solid. And I was saying that just looking at the track list.
Yeah, so far.
Which is a pretty good indicator for what my views on it are.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so far, you know, we've got some really good variety. It would be interesting to learn how they choose the songs as well. Because, yeah, we've got so many different types of songs from different eras, you know.
I feel like it's sort of they just pick out a random two for a certain unit
Maybe.
and just go with that. Because I don't think there's
Essentially.
really any rhyme or reason to the
Yeah.
reason why when they went with these tracks. Because some are newer, some are older.
Yeah.
Well, both in terms of age, but when also they were released.
Yes, for sure. And, you know, various IPs as well. Yeah, it's quite interesting. But as for then, yeah, what we've actually gotten, again, we've gotten some pretty good variety so far. Some surprising tracks as well. You know, even from Unicorn, that there was some surprises in there that kind of turned out fairly well. And
Well, the one that I've got eyes on is Lyrical Lily, but that's also because, well, I actually don't tend to listen to the Lyrical Lily covers that often.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure if it's because I'm not a fan of them or
Yeah.
just my kind of me not being, well, a big fan of them back in the day, and I'm just kind of
Yeah.
don't really feel like kind of checking out the covers.
That's fair. I think, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the next part because it's going to be very interesting going from Rondo to Lyrical Lily as well. So that'll be some interesting contrast, I'm assuming.
Although, all I can say is, I know Killing Me is pretty solid from memory, but their second side's going to be a bit of a surprise because I'm not sure if it's actually, that song is available on the EN.
Ah, right.
So I'm not sure if I've heard it before or not, but I know, I'm pretty sure Killing Me is available on the EN.
Okay.
And it was one that I was a fan of, so I know that's pretty solid. But it's a general rule of thumb to say that if it's Rondo, it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that in the past, and I think also, the numbers kind of don't lie as well as we can see here.
Although for the second Rondo song, it's not looking good, and the numbers
No.
bum, but it would sort of make sense if it was only a JP exclusive.
Yes, very true. Very
So
true.
that could also be the case, but we'd have to look into that.
Yeah. So I think that kind of wraps this one up. So I guess let us know, what are your thoughts on the two covers that we've gotten from Photon Maiden here, 99
And
Illusion
Merm4id.
and this game, and the two covers that we've gotten from Merm4id being Timing and Go. Where do they stack up against the originals? Do you think that they're worthy of being sort of almost considered Photon originals?
Oh, yes.
And Mermaido.
But actually, they would
originals as
stack
well?
up pretty well against some of their originals too.
I think so.
Although I think I'm just heavily biased towards a lot of the Photon Maiden originals, like Discover Universe, like tops both of them. But
Oh yeah,
but then Discover Universe is like basically god tier.
yeah, it is quite good just in general as a song in its own right. But
No, the single as a whole.
yeah, but I guess up next, at least from D4DJ content, you should be expecting part 4, which will be the final part covering Volume 8 cover tracks.
Which would be Lyrical Lily and Rondo. So
Yep.
that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely will be.
Because it's going to be a jarring shift going from Lyrical Lily to Rondo. Although I know there's some songs Lyrical Lily does that be like they're quite surprisingly like Rondo-ish,
Yes.
which is interesting.
Yes, for sure.
Like, oh God, I can't remember the name. Or actually, I think it's a cover track that Lyrical Lily did. I think maybe, and it's like if you were to swap them out with Rondo, it wouldn't feel out of place.
All right. Interesting.
Although it would take a few tweaks though, but still,
Yeah,
it would only be minor tweaks.
makes sense. Interesting. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel for more D4DJ content,
Which is
and
probably never going to stop.
and share us around because it really helps. Spread the word, and I guess you'll catch us in the next one.
Yeah. Sayonara.